Hi and welcome back. So in the last video, we discussed why it's so important to get to know yourself. And we also discussed why unplugging from all the external distraction, all the external noises is part of that or starting that. So here we're going to discuss the three pillars of the soul navigation system, what they are, how they work, and we're going to look at then some of the tools that we can use in each of these sections to be able to help you implement them in your own life. So the three pillars of the soul navigation system are, first and foremost, is to uncover your true self. Most people don't know who they truly are. Most people are actually really disconnected from themselves, and most people don't know how to understand their environment. So we're very externalized. We live a life where we feel that the world has kind of told us who we're supposed to be. It's told us who we're supposed to, how we're supposed to eat, drink, sleep, how much water to have, what food is good for us and bad for us. And we've forgotten this instinctual wisdom in terms of how we're supposed to live our lives. And a lot of soul navigation is based on the patterns in nature, which I discovered from being completely lost and then finding myself and watching nature and looking at the honesty and the authenticity of nature at its most rawest form without being touched by man, and how it just gets on with things and how instinctually it knows how to live life without there being a huge amount of problem. It's just, there's a natural ecosystem going on there. And as humans, we've kind of forgotten that ability. We live our lives according to who we think we're supposed to be. We live our lives, externally looking for answers and validation from our external environment, rather than knowing how to feel into our bodies and feel into who we are from here for the answers that we need. So instead of searching constantly outside ourselves, knowing how to go inside and find those answers. We hear this whole thing about go inside. What is that? Well, in this masterclass series, we're going to discuss that. And so much of what I do, as I said, it comes from nature. So when we look at nature, for argument's sake, imagine a bird in a tree. A bird in a tree does not look at TV commercials to know what kind of bird seed it should eat or what kind of seed is good for it and what kind of seed is bad for it. It's instinctual for them to know. They don't go to courses, or they don't read books, and they don't visit gurus on, how best to fly out of the nest for the first time. It's instinctual. It's part of their growth. It's part of their evolution, and it's part of who they are. They don't look at the birds in the trees across them and think, well, why are they so big? And how come they've got different color feathers than me? Nature is what nature is, except humans have this kind of obviously we're more highly evolved, we're more highly conscious, but in many ways we're not more highly evolved. We think we are, but we're really, really not. At the basics of it, we've actually lost our ability to be a lot more instinctual, like nature is. Nature is instinctual. And a lot of what I do is to help people to basically cut away anything that's not serving them, to bring them back into themselves and help them come home to themselves. So the three pillars of soul navigation system are: first, uncovering the true self, knowing who you are and knowing who you're not, according to you and not according to the world, and not according to the world that you feel like you're trying to fit into. That's the first part. The second part is reconnecting with our inner wisdom, which is that instinctual part of us, that inner GPS, that yes, no that we have going on inside our bodies. Why it's so important. If we're constantly searching outside ourselves and not getting the answers that we want, we eventually have to look and discover that the answers can only come from you, because you're the only person who's lived that life. So when we reconnect with our inner wisdom, what we're doing is we're rebuilding an energetic kind of trust and rapport with ourselves, so that when we ask a question to ourselves and we get an answer, that we can trust that that's the right answer for us. We can feel into our body instinctually and know that that's the right answer for us. So when we reconnect with our inner wisdom, it also helps the fact that we can know ourselves more. So uncovering our true self, reconnecting with our inner wisdom, they're both interchangeable. When we've done the first two, then we look at interpreting our environment. When we're looking to interpret our environment, we're looking at things like triggers, repetitive patterns, emotions, feelings, relationships that come into our life, people that irritate us, whatever it is. All these things have messages for us. They're all signposts, and those signposts are simply looking to turn you around the right way and face you forward. Everything is looking to help you course correct to be in alignment with your soul purpose, your life mission, whatever it is that you want to call it. But essentially what it is to find fulfillment. And we want to follow those breadcrumbs to fulfillment. And so when we uncover who we are and who we're not, when we reconnect with our inner wisdom, and when we learn to interpret our environment, the 3 pillars of soul navigation, these are all interchangeable and one helps the other. And so we can live a life that's in far more alignment than we ever had experienced before. We can stop searching outside ourselves for answers that we have inside. We can feel more empowered and less disempowered when we meet challenges or experiences which have previously tested us to our limits. We now can see why they're happening, understand it more clearly, reassess the situation, and course correct ourselves because we're in control. We have the power, rather than feeling subjective to the world around us. So these are the 3 pillars of the soul navigation system. I will have a PDF below, which is a printable that you can print out and put up onto your wall so that you can check in with the 3 pillars constantly, see which ones you're kind of relating more to, and see the growth. You know, as I said, one goes to the other, and they kind of work back again. When we uncover ourselves, it helps us to reconnect with our inner wisdom, which helps us interpret our environment, which helps us to reconnect more with ourselves, which helps us to uncover more of us. So it's a beautiful cycle that we can learn. So I would invite you to the next few videos to just check in with yourself and do some journaling, see how you feel about this. What is it that you'd like to achieve from the next couple of videos? And then at the very end of it, we're going to do another check-in to see your progress so far, and have you had any aha moments, which I'm sure you will have by the end of this masterclass series. So I shall see you very soon, and we'll discuss in the next 3 videos the 3 pillars. Talk to you soon. Bye.